Welcome back, all you beautiful people. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. Pop it. Why are you doing the replay review during the week? What you doing? Replay reviews are on Saturday. Yes, I still do free replay reviews on Saturday. If you want your replay review done for free, head to my Discord. There's a free replay review tab. Put your replay in there. We'll do it on Saturdays. However, if you are a member of the YouTube channel or if you are a sub on Twitch, I'll be doing your replays in a video format. Not only because it's a little bit more personal, you know, we get to, I see you, you see me, I see you, but also it makes it so that people that want it for free that aren't members don't have to worry about standing in line with the members, and the members don't have to wait. It's just faster this way for both parties. So if you want to help support the channel, get your replays done, but again, help support the channel, consider becoming a member. It does help a lot, and I really appreciate all the members. I appreciate you guys. I mean, I appreciate the viewers that aren't members as well, but like, members really do be putting in that effort. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna be looking at a replay here. Let's hop into it. So we're gonna be looking at a Star-Lord here. Now with Star-Lord, generally speaking, you're probably looking to flank. Now this player is struggling with flanks. They do eventually swap to Iron Fists in the replay, but they do struggle with flanks. One thing you want to think about when you're going to flanks is that you want to think about their team. I think a lot of players do something that they shouldn't be doing, and they think about flanking as like a permanent strategy. Whenever you're thinking about flanking or off angling or any other thing that you could think of, whether you are a tank, DPS, or a strategist, these are strategies. These are not permanent play styles. The how you get better at the game, how you end up climbing, is being flexible and understanding how to play each and every play style, not just dominating and off angling, dominating and diving, dominating in flanking. That doesn't work. All of it is strategy, and you have to figure out when to use that strategy. So if you find it backfiring, that's why. All right, so we're coming out of spawn. We're kind of seeing what they have. We notice they have an Iron Man. We instantly start shooting. You have to realize Star-Lord's not a sniper. I know you know that Star-Lord's not a sniper. Yeah, you shot him a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything. He's gonna drop down. He's gonna get healed. You know, all you did was let them know what character you are, basically. You also give away your positioning that you're on the left side. So get into position first if you're a flanker or if you are a close range character, and then start fighting. Don't just throw stuff out and then, you know, nothing's gonna happen. You do get a little bit closer here. And one thing you want to think about is, if you are a DPS player, you have to think, well, what is their team comp and what exactly are they good at, right? And you don't have to think about it too in depth. It's not that serious, but you just want to have a baseline idea. Well, they have a Mr. Fantastic, they have an Iron Man, they have a strap, or I mean, not a strap pool, a tank pool. This basically tells us they're a poke comp. I mean, they could brawl if they really want to, or they can die, whatever. But for the most part, they're trying to shoot people from far away. The best thing you can do in a situation like this is think about, well, what's probably going to be the main pain point for the team? It's definitely going to be Iron Man. So you're doing a great job by going for the Iron Man, but you have to think about it this way. You don't need to get KOs to win a match. You could just win the match without anybody getting KO'd. If you go towards the left and you do the same thing you're doing now, but on that side, he has to flip his entire screen to look at you. On top of that, his strats have to either look at him, which is way more difficult for them, or they have to look at you. This allows your team to then move forward. So remember that little poke thing that you were doing up here that accomplished 0? You do that same thing behind them, right? So let's go over there and let's see it. You do the same thing behind them. So you go over here. La, da, 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 da. How you guys doing today? You guys doing good? You do the same thing here. Come over here, maybe. What does this do? Well, psychologically, we have a Star-Lord in the back line. This tells everybody, like, oh, bruh, we gotta, there's a, bruh, you want them to do that. The lower rank you are, the more it happens. The higher rank you are, these people got nerves of steel. But lower ranks generally, they get confused and they don't know what to do. And that's what you're waiting for. And you just keep doing that. You're not looking for the KO. You're just waiting for your team to get in a position to be able to help you. Because right now, you're in a really crappy position. Let's be honest. But if your team can end up walking here, right, and then now they're playing with you, you can come out, you can start fighting, you can go crazy. It's about moving the cart. It's not about getting KOs, but you're so focused on, I got to get the Iron Man out the sky, instead of focused on, I got to just make sure that he's not shooting my team. I mean, that accomplishes the same goal, right? And they're having White Fox, which just, I mean, that character is really hard to heal flying characters with. Oh my God. I hate it. I love White Fox, but I hate playing with flyers on my team because, boy, it is hard. But you definitely have to think about it that way, not just trying to KO somebody, but how can I win on a strategic level, which is something that I think a lot of players do struggle with. So we hit him for a little bit. We hit him for a little bit, and then we fall down. We go in for a little spinny spin. It doesn't really accomplish much because we already established that their team is kind of a ranged team. I mean, they do have, you know, melees, but like for the most part, they're not clumped, right? So it doesn't accomplish much as we're here. Your team then gets wiped. It kind of makes sense because you didn't really accomplish anything. You were just a presence. You have to make sure that when you're playing DPS, especially if you want to climb to higher ranks, what you do matters pound for pound, second for second. If you don't manage to make every second count, you're going to be in a situation where you don't really do anything and your team gets wiped. Okay, we're going up here. Doing a little bit of peppering. A little bit of pepper. You see pretty much what he just did, though, to react to you? This guy said, oh no, Star-Lord, let me shoot. You're like 3 miles away. I wouldn't even have flinched at you because there's no way you do any damage to me. I'd just get healed. But you could see their reaction to you, right? Look, Star-Lord, Star-Lord, Star-Lord. Did he look? He's about to. Star-Lord. Right? Oblivious. She kind of probably knows you're there, but that's 5 players you just got to look at you. If you did that in the first 10 seconds of the match in the area over there while your team was shoving, nobody would be staggered. Your team would have got a KO. We would have already been to point number 2. It is that easy. You're so focused on, at least the gameplay speaks, you're so focused on like getting the KOs, or just don't even worry about it. Just win off of not doing anything. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. You don't have to play hard. You don't have to try because you just outsmart people. It's that easy. Just be smart. You know, just outsmart them. You win way more games that way. Trust me. I would know because I am lazy. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, our team resets. We then come back from the left. We go the thing. That's a wild choice. Okay, we end up bullying them down, and it works. Now, this worked because this rank is not good. This would not have worked in a higher rank. Why? Because it didn't work before. You see what I mean? It's certain situations like this where some things work when they shouldn't, and some things work when they should. And in this particular scenario, this only worked because it just worked. You coin flipped it. A lot of the strategies that you see in lower ranks tend to work sometimes and not other times. And then players are like, well, it doesn't work because my team sucks, or it doesn't work because they have the counter, or it doesn't work because there's always something why it didn't work. And that's not true. It didn't work because it's not supposed to work, and you just got lucky that the team was not good enough to stop what you just did. You guys did the same exact play again, and it worked out this time. It's just the same play. It's just got a thing swap, if anything. I think that was the only one that swapped. So after that fight, we push forward, and you decide to kind of do a little bit of flanking. Now, this is basically what I was asking you to do at the start. This is textbook right here. You go to the sides, you shoot. What do they say? Oh my gosh, Star-Lord. Right? Nope, he's not looking yet. Nobody. Oh, she's KO'd. Is anybody else looking? Nope. Nope, they're staggered. So, you know, they're not really, you're not getting as much value because they're not even really here, but that's the idea. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna get away because you're just poking. It's fine. You're just drawing attention. You're not looking for the KO. And then look, oh, Iron Man, this is what you want. I wouldn't have necessarily sat there, but that's pretty much what you want. You want him to look at you now. Oh, look at him doing so much right now, right? This allows your team to play the game for free because they're not getting pressured by Iron Man. They're not getting pressured by the Gambit and whoever else may be looking at you. That is textbook gameplay. That's how you want to do it. You don't have to play out of your mind every match, especially if the game is just going to give you free wins. Just take the free wins, bro. Just no. Take the free wins. What's the point? I'm never going to climb trying extra hard if they're going to give me a free win, bro. Don't ever do it. All right, so we got the Iron Man, which is great. Now we're moving on to the rest of the team fight. Now, this is pretty important. How you play this dictates if you win or lose this fight. So you took out the Iron Man. You know Mr. Fantastic was already over there to your left. He just clapped your, literally clapped your Gambit. And you guys aren't necessarily down. Oops, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. You guys aren't necessarily down. You can still make a play. And you're very, very close to ultimate. You should be able to handle one of these strats by yourself. I wouldn't focus on the Deadpool, and I wouldn't focus on the Mr. Fantastic. If you go for Gambit, he's really hard to catch, and on top of that, they're a little bit closer, right? But you can go for White Fox. If you go for White Fox, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna go into melee, or she's gonna go into that room. Both is great. So if you could do that, that'd be a really good thing. Let's see what you do though. We go on the Deadpool. Okay. Okay, we don't really do anything. So you could tell that you're probably one of the players that tend to climb off of ultimates. There's DPS players that really can climb without an ult, but there's also DPS players that don't know how to play without their ult. And it's not something that you think is uncommon. There's a lot of DPS players that typically only know how to play with their ultimate. If they have to try to force plays themselves, like I'm talking about getting back-to-back KOs off of their own gameplay, it does not happen that often. And so this is why a lot of players, especially in high ranks, say that Psylocke is broken. You know, a lot of people in lower ranks are like, well, you just gotta, but in higher ranks, everybody knows how Psylocke really works. Everybody knows how Psylocke actually plays. That character's busted. So, but that's because those players know how to make plays with their characters without ultimates. If you learn how to do that, you will be so much better than almost, I think, 99% of this player base, period. DPS players that know how to play without their ultimate are some of the best players like I've played against and with. What you want to do to practice this is just go to quick play and don't ever use ultimate. Try to actually win your matches and get KOs without ultimate. You're going to start realizing how much you rely on that thing, and you'll be more confident in your gameplay, and you're going to be able to pull the trigger a lot more when it comes to taking these great fights, because this is a fight that you could just stop. Seriously. But it's a lot closer than it has to be. You see what I mean? You rely on your ultimate. You literally didn't make a play at 82% because you wanted to get your ult first. And what tends to happen, especially in higher ranks, is like when people don't get their ultimate off, they'll swap. So what I do when I play Cap is I just ult Psylocke's ult, and they usually swap right afterward. They don't know how to play unless they're really, really good. So whenever a person that plays around, like a DPS plays around their ult, whenever it doesn't work, they don't know how to play. They swap off of it because they feel like their character doesn't work. And it's not necessarily that, it's just their ult got countered. So that's what you have to keep in mind and think about, is that you need to learn how to really make plays and play without your ultimate. Don't always rely on that to be your success. So we're looking for another fight here. The thing goes in, gets KO'd, shocker. It's by the Iron Man, right? You're going for the Iron Man now, but one thing that we notice is that it's too late to go for the Iron Man. So this is where we talk about, especially when we do replay reviews on my stream, this is what we talk about, the foundations of an actual team fight. So if we were to play this fight again, we would try to set up for the team fight. You did a lot of like random stuff instead of set up. Look. This is what you did. What does this accomplish? Spamming abilities, we're moving all over the place, just being active for no reason. Boom, bam, shamalam, I'm out. What did that accomplish? That was just a lot of effort. I'm tired of watching this. I'm exhausted, bro. I need a nap. What you want to do is you want to set up and just wait for the next fight. You don't have to be so crazy. Look. Okay, boom, good job, great. Cool, you chased them up. Where's the next team fight gonna happen? Realistically, it's gonna happen right there at that corner, right? Usually it's gonna happen like right here. So where can I stand? So that way I'm in a position to do something should I need to. Well, they're all coming from over there, so I can't really position there. I could probably stay in here where you are right now. I could fly up through that window, or maybe just go up here. They'll see you up here, so I'll probably fly through the little window. And then I would chill this window. And then I would chill right here. Wait for the Iron Man or something, you know? Maybe even drop down here. You know, you have so much time to like maneuver. It's insane. Let's actually play it as a normal game. And let's just see what happens if we just walk and do what I said as your team's getting in position, okay? We will come back. Okay, let's act like we're still like, okay, we're looking. Okay, I see. Spin. Double KO. Your team, like, this is one fight already. You wasted so much time being a freaking gymnast that you forgot to play the game. But this is what I mean. It's like when people are very reliant on their ultimate, they actually forget how to make plays themselves without it. When you learn to do that, it's gonna help a lot. And I know that you are, I think this is a lower rank than you're usually in, yeah? So I think this is a diamond game, but you are a GM player. But this is always something you have to think about. It's not necessarily your flanking, it's more or less your playmaking. You don't know how to make plays and generate positives for your team. You just kind of do a lot of stuff, hoping it works. And if it does work, cool, we win. If it doesn't work, we don't. This is why Star-Lord works. This is why Iron Fist works. This is why you play Magic as well, I know. And she works. I think you play Magic. Maybe you don't. But they work. They work because they are designed to just coin flip every time that you play the game. And it more often than not works. But if you were to play a character that doesn't coin flip that well, you probably would lose a lot more games. Because you need to generate the plays on your own, whereas Magic, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Star-Lord, Hulk, I mean, the list goes on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you play those characters, they generate value without really having to work. And if you coin flip and it works really well. And if you coin flip it and it doesn't work, you don't really lose that much out of it. You know, you kind of just run away and then you get healed and you try again. That is not good. You want to go for the plays that always work. If you do that, your gameplay will shoot up exponentially. It skyrockets. But right now, that is kind of what we're missing out on. So the main things that I think you should work on is understanding that flanking, diving, off angling, all that are just strategies. They're not actually play styles. So when you're looking to go for a flank or a dive or an off angle, you're doing so with a purpose. What does it lead to as a DPS? You know, look at the team and just see, what do I need to do to make sure that we can win the point, make sure that we can push the cart, whatever the objective may be during that match. What can I do to cement the win for my team there? And then you just do it. It should be very instinctual. As soon as you walked out of spot, I knew exactly what I would do in your situation. There's no reason to do anything else other than that, because I know that that works, right? And then we would play off of that. I'd also really like you to get used to playing without your ultimate and learning to make plays. And in order to make plays, you have to learn how to set up. You have to learn how to play your pre-fight, play the full fight, and play the cleanup. And you need to learn how to do all those back to back to back to back in quick succession. What you're doing right now is you have one fight and then we just do some crazy stuff leading into the next fight. Hope it works. I don't know. Next fight. It's too much, man. I'm tired. Look, I'm about to go snooze. I'm taking a nap after this. I'm trying to tell you. You gotta relax. Chill out. Play the game. Don't let the game play you. You play the game. Okay? You play based off what's happening. Don't just do random things and, oh, it popped up on my screen. Let's react. You need to react before it even pops up on your screen. You can get so much more accomplished. So I hope this video helped you out. As I said before, if you guys want your replay reviews, I do them on Saturday. Head to my Discord, put it in the free replay review chat. If you guys want a video like this, then you being a member of the channel, of the YouTube channel, or a sub on Twitch will allow you to do that. But all reviews, whether you are a member or not, goes into that channel. Make sure you do that. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Popping often. Will often.